In the first video of the free software series, we will examine Inkscape, a free drawing and illustration program. You can find the download link in the description. You can access all the necessary content by going to the software site. Well, let's see what awaits us on the site. You can quickly access the things you're looking for from the buttons here. First, let's look at the items in the About section. When we click on the About section, a page like this welcomes us. You can find basic information and presentation about the software here. When we click on the Overview section, the intended use of the application is shown. For designers of all kinds, the design process may begin by doodles on a napkin, a sketched mind map, a photo of a memorable object, or a mock-up in software which really wouldn't work to complete the project. Inkscape can take you from this stage to a final, professional-grade design format which is ready for publication on the web or in physical form. If you are new to the process of creating vector graphics, it may feel different, but you will quickly be pleased by the flexibility and power Inkscape offers. Vector design is often the preferred method of image creation for logos, illustrations, and art which require high scalability. The Inkscape application is used across a wide variety of industries: marketing, branding, engineering, CAD, web graphics, cartooning, and individual uses. There are many learning resources available. Take advantage of them. Professional publishing. All Inkscape projects may be exported in formats friendly to web browsers or commercial printer rooms. It is cross-platform, which means it is easy to run on Windows, Mac OS X, and Linux distributions. Visit the download page to install or share this application now. Free community. Inkscape is free. By this, we mean it is free of cost, free to use and distribute, and open to peek into the source code. The download page lists released builds as well as some developmental and source code links. The software development of Inkscape adheres to open source standards and is intended to provide the user community with a solid, usable product. The process is an open, community-oriented development which focuses on a small core and extensibility. The historic baseline is the Sodipati Hydra codebase. Please consider joining us if you have an interest, skill, or positive voice you would like to offer. Visit our Contribute page to learn more. It is enough to click on the Features section to look at the features offered by the software. The features of the software are simply as follows: object creation, drawing, pencil tool, pen tool, calligraphy tool, shape tools, rectangles, ellipses, stars, polygons, spirals, text tool, embedded bitmaps, clones, object manipulation, transformations, Z-order operations, grouping objects, layers, alignment and distribution commands, fill and stroke, color selector, color picker tool, copy, paste style, a gradient editor capable of multi-stop gradients, pattern fills, dashed stroke, path markers, operations on paths, node editing, converting to path, Boolean operations, path simplification, path insetting and outsetting, text support. Multi-line text, uses any installed outline fonts, text on path, text in shape, rendering. Fully anti-alias display, alpha transparency support for display and PNG export, complete, as you drag, rendering of objects during interactive transformations, file formats. Perfectly compliant SVG format file generation and editing, live watching and editing the document tree in the XML editor PNG, open document drawing, DXF, SK1, PDF, EPS and PostScript export formats and more. Command line options for export and conversions. Now let's look at the license of the software. I recommend that you read this part. The license to use the software is as follows. Files made using Inkscape. All files either saved or exported from Inkscape, SVG, PNG, PDF, etc., are owned by the creators of the work. That's you, and/or the original authors in cases you use derivative works. You are responsible for publishing your work under a license of your choosing and tracking your use of derivative works in the software. You can look after your license information in the Document Properties dialog within Inkscape. Software license. This license applies to Inkscape the program, its packages, extensions and source code as published or made available through any third party. You can find the user agreement and other details here. Now it's time to look at how to download it. Click on Current Version to download the current version. On the page that opens, we can download the software suitable for our operating system. For Linux, Windows, or Mac. If you want, you can view the source codes by downloading them from here. If you want to download one of the previous versions, you can choose the version that suits you on the right. In addition, it is possible to download, review and use the beta version under development. However, since this version is generally unstable and may contain a lot of bugs, its use and the damage it may cause is entirely up to you. If you are looking for a useful add-on for the program, you can browse the add-on store by clicking on the extension section. All free. Here you can download and use the appropriate plugin for your needs. If you want to reach the community of the software, the community button will come in handy. On the page that opens, you can connect to the chat for support, or join the software's community forum, Reddit, etc. You can find the link of the channels in the networks on this page. If you are looking for help to use the program, you can get detailed information about using the content in the Learn section. Many written tutorials and video guides are nicely indexed. If you have any questions about the program, this page, where frequently asked questions are compiled, will help you. All the important questions are here. If all this is still not enough, you can use the books that provide information on the use of the program. This section contains the necessary instructions. As a user of the software, if you want to contribute to its development, you can follow the instructions prepared for this. It is possible to contribute to the coding, testing, and translation of the program. If you have questions about the development of the program, you can make a detailed analysis by clicking on the development section. The software is completely free. This shows that for its development to continue, it needs to be supported by volunteers. If you want to support this software, you can follow the instructions. You can buy products from the store section, or you can support financially from the donation section. This is software-related information. You can download and install it now. When we run the program, a startup screen welcomes us. On the Start screen, there are 3 different tabs. The first of these is the part where you can make quick settings of the program. From this section, you can set the workspace background, keyboard settings preferences for shortcut keys, program theme and icon type. Many options are waiting for you to suit your taste. After making your adjustments, you can press the Save button and proceed. In the third tab, it asks us to choose the document resolution or size that we want to work with. Here you can choose a ready size for print, video, film, social media, icon, or similar work. If you don't want to see the screen at startup, simply untick it. In the print section, there are standard sizes of printable products: A4, A5, letter, etc. In the screen section, there are ready-made document sizes for different works such as wallpaper, YouTube thumbnail. In the video section, there are drafts of the works to be prepared to be used in videos of different resolutions. In the social section, there are drafts for works such as Facebook cover photos and Instagram posts. Finally, you can find the templates for the ID card and icon in the other section. Let's start by choosing any standard size. When the interface of the program is opened, a very complex-looking screen awaits us. But not as much as it seems. Simply put, the options are at the top, the toolbox on the left, and the color palette and zoom tools at the bottom. The toolbox contains all the essential tools that will come in handy for us. When we look at the tabs at the top in order, under the File tab, there are basic file actions such as creating a new file, opening a file, saving as, printing, and document settings. When we click on Document Properties, it directs us to the area where the document's details are located. In this section, you can see and change the document size. When we move to the Metadata section, you can see, add, correct or delete the metadata, all information that will be encoded during the recording into the document. In the License section, you can manage the restrictions on the sharing of your work. Under the Edit tab, there are options to control our working file: undo, redo, cut, copy, paste, duplicate, delete, select, etc. The part that interests us is Preferences. This section contains the settings of the program, and to make the changes we want to make, we need to open it here. When we open the Preferences section, all the settings of the program are right in front of us. In the section that opens, you can directly change the programming language. By clicking on Tool, you can change or customize the options related to the tools. You can easily access the settings of each vehicle as it is located in a different section. The interface part opens by default when we open Preferences. In this section, there are useful settings related to the interface such as the program's general settings, theme, shortcut settings. In the Behavior section, there are settings for actions such as layer selection and zooming in the program. In the Input/Output section, there are options for file recording. In order not to experience loss, you must turn on auto-registration from this section. You can also review the rest of the options. When we look at the View tab, there are action buttons related to the view of the work. Zoom, show, hide, etc. You can also take the program to full screen by pressing F11, or you can make it full screen from the option under this tab. The Layer tab contains actions that allow us to manage the layers of the work. In the Object tab, there are options to control the objects on the work. In the Path tab, the connection and path of the objects are checked. The Text tab is where we can control the texts on the work. The Filter tab is where you can find many pre-made filters. Choose and apply. Under the Extension tab, you can view and manage the extensions installed in the program. Finally, on the Help tab, you can access the information and guides I mentioned earlier. Now let's do a simple study. Let's show our artistry. I certainly don't mean myself here. The following will be displayed in accelerated form from here. I can't say that I am skilled in drawing, but it will help you to understand the general function. I leave you alone with my artwork. Yes, the work is finished. Now is the time to save. You can do this using a shortcut. The long way is to click the File tab and click the Save option. In the window that opens, you can set the location, file name and extension to be saved. By default, it will save in SVG format. The recorded file in this section will only be in vector format or in a format that the program can open. You cannot save it as a viewable image in this section. For this, click on the Export PNG Image option under the same tab. Select the resolution and size from here. If you want to save it as default, just click the Export button. Click the Export As button to save to a different location. In the window that opens, you can give the file the name you want and save it to the desired location. You can also choose another file format instead of PNG from the Save As Type section. For example, JPG. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to write your questions, opinions, and suggestions as comments, subscribe, and like the video. See you in another video. Goodbye.